sad news reached us yesterday that a German ship, the Kianu Satu, stranded off the coastline of Buffels Bay since August the 19th, has now sunk. It sunk yesterday, and it leaves literally disaster in its wake, with some 50 tons of heavy fuel that has leaked onto the ocean as well, and of course leaving marine life in a lot of danger. But before we take a look at the story and of course chat to Mr. Richard Meyer of the Knysna Disaster Management, let's take a quick look at a clip just to get a bit of a background story.
The Hoogkamer Nature Reserve on the southern Cape coastline, with 14 kilometers of pristine sandy beach and rocky shore habitats, today in jeopardy. On August 9, 2013, the German vessel Kianu Satu ran aground between Buffels Bay and Sedgefield, carrying 330 tons of heavy fuel oil. Authorities worked tirelessly to try to salvage the vessel, but a storm was brewing, increasing the chances of the ship being torn apart and dumping 300 tons of oil on one of South Africa's most prized environmental areas. Countless organizations worked around the clock, trying to minimize the damage of the spill. But it was too little, too late. By yesterday, 50 tons of heavy fuel oil had leaked already. At least 37 penguins were rescued after the oil spill, but 8 have since died. Oiled birds have been found as far as Tsitsikamma and Herald's Bay. The ship was eventually towed out to sea, where it sank 1,000 meters to the ocean floor. Authorities claim the leak has been contained, but will the real impact of what remains only be seen in weeks to come?
Well, that's a question we are hoping to get answers to, and this morning we have Richard Meyer on the line of the Knysna Disaster Management Organization. Richard, thank you very much for taking our call. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm well, thank you.
Thank you. I think the question that we want to start off with is how long into the future will we be seeing the effects of this oil leak?
Well, according to SAMHSA, if everything stays contained because of the 1,000 meters that it is, and it's very cold as well, we will be able to, 30, 40 years, maybe even longer, and then deal with it when it arrives.
Wow. Now, reports are that the ship sank at 4 a.m. yesterday. What exactly was the reason that it sank? On the 8th, that they started getting trouble moving in the direction of Buffalo Bay, where it was actually stranded. There was already damage to the outer part of the ship and the bottom of it. So actually that caused it, when they moved it again offshore, when we pulled it on Saturday morning, that cracks was open because you can't really close it and do something. So they say that about 6 tons of water per hour was gushing into the boat. So that made it, it's almost a natural, cause that it's getting water in and it sunk. Now, reports are that the South African Maritime Safety Authority was planning to send out another vessel out there to help pump out some of the 200 tons of oil on the ship itself. Did that actually happen?
There's a lot of things that they planned to do, but due to dangerous and rough seas, we looked at all the options from their side as SAMHSA and Nigel, but lives is more important than getting people out there in the rough sea. So that was part of the plan, but it did not happen.
So right now we know that yesterday up to 50 tons of the fuel had already leaked out of the ship. So are we saying that the rest of it still remains on the ship while it is some 1,000 meters under sea?
Yes, but we also, lifted off 8 tons of that and brought it to the shore or to the coastline where it was transported. But at this stage, the rest of it is, yes, it's safely contained within other compartments within the boat, so that it is contained on the boat.
And then just one last question. One last question finally. What's going to happen to the ship now that it's a kilometer under the waves?
Well, 1,000 meters is quite deep, and no salvage team would go that deep to salvage such a ship. So it will probably stay there for the remaining time or the couple of years.
There we go. Thank you, Richard, for taking our call this morning. We really appreciate that. That's Mr. Richard Meyer of the Knysna Disaster Management Organization, telling us a bit about the Kianu Satu, the German ship that ran aground on the 9th of August and sank yesterday, leaving disaster in its wake, with some of the oil having spilt onto the beach, and is now causing a bit of a danger and a threat to the marine life there. Now, lots more to come on Expresso. Stick with us. We're going to check out the box office top 5 that you can expect to see at your nearest cinema.